opinions expressed by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show are solely based on the show's hosts, guests, and viewers. And we are solely responsible for all show content in its entirety and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of our sponsors in any way. These broadcasts are presented and made public by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show in the hope that it will be entertaining and informative to our viewers and listening audience.
Whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets
All right, Michael, hey, can you check my temperature real quick, please, sir? Appreciate that. Very good.
Hey, the good news is you're hot but still normal.
All right.
There you go.
That sounds good. Let me check yours.
Real fast here.
Why are you on the low side?
Hey, because some of us have to be cooler than everybody else.
All right. Well, then you're good. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and good Saturday evening. Welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. Hello there, Dave. Tonight, sponsored by Southern Gym Photo Booth and Start. Not only do we bring fun to your event, we make it picture perfect. And by On the Spot Lawn Maintenance, serving North Florida for all your lawn care needs. Let the red, white, and blue take care of your green.
They do really good work.
Yes, I heard they do.
I've had stuff.
Yeah. This is your show coming to you on Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday and Saturday night. You control and run this show. We are just a rudder that steers this big old vessel. We bring it to you first for education, discussion, and debate of local news, politics, and sports, as well as the latest on the COVID-19 situation and the situation going on in the United States of America today. We have you covered from Middleburg to Melrose to McIntosh, from Lake City to Lake Butler to Lake Como, from Waldo to Williston, from Lottie to Lulu. Speaking of Lulu, the big metropolis it is, I did see the Sasquatch family and also seen some of Mr. Dwight Allen's family members. Well, without further ado, Mike, let's meet them.
Please.
Brother Grave Digger Tim Allen, Sister Abigail Faith Allen, Uncle Father Tom Allen, and Aunt Daisy Faith Allen. Hey, how about that? That's the whole Allen clan. And all points in between, including Gainesville, Palatka, Ocala, and of course, right here in beautiful Stark, Florida. Now here's your on-the-spot team making it happen every single week. First, putting it all together behind the scenes, our executive producer, Super Dave Holland. Say hello, David.
Hello, everybody.
All right, good Saturday night, right? Rounding out the team is Austin Storm Chaser Stevens and John Better Than Snow's Pros. And our great media partners, WEAG Eagle Country 106.3 FM. You know who that is? Chuck and Mary Kramer and Lynn Bellis and the Bradford County Telegraph and their great staff as well. Filling in as co-host tonight is our director, to my right and your left, would be Michael, the Dragon Slayer Heater. Say hello, Michael.
Hey, gang, welcome to the show this evening. Gonna have a lot coming up for you in just a moment.
As both Byron Bagwell and Mitchell Gunner are off tonight on special assignments. I'm your host, David Rodgers, the voice of the Bradford High Tornadoes, and
The show pony.
Hey, welcome to the show. We're coming to you live from the On the Spot studios right here along historic Call Street in beautiful downtown Star, Florida. Only 4,755 miles from Hickapola. Is that right?
You're close.
Hickapola.
There you go.
Hickapola, Hawaii.
There you go.
How about that? Good grief. Who came up with that? So let's get started, as we always do, with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic wisdom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if we can all bow our heads, please. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once thank again for a wonderful and glorious day, dear Lord. Thank you for bringing us and letting us do this show tonight, dear Lord. And as we bring this show to everybody, dear Lord, that the information that we give out and that we disseminate, that everybody takes it and does what it is they need to do with it, dear Lord. Thank you for letting us live in the greatest country in the world today. That's the United States of America. Thank you for our armed forces, all of them, as they're out there protecting our rights, our freedoms, and our liberties, dear Lord, from foreign and domestic terrorists, dear Lord. Keep a hedge of protection over them as they do their jobs, and they do a fine job at that. Thanks to all the veterans that have served before and the ones that's given the ultimate sacrifice, dear Lord, and that is their lives. Thank you for our first responders, all of them, dear Lord, all over this great nation, as they're here trying to protect all of us good citizens and good patriots of this country. Thank you for the food that we receive each and every day. It goes in the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Thank you for the rest of the weekend that you're going to give us, dear Lord. And thank you for this next work week that we will have upcoming, and that you keep blessing each and every one of us. Anybody with an unspoken or spoken prayer request, dear Lord, touch their hearts, touch their minds, and touch their souls, as we know, as you know, dear Lord, what they need and how to comfort them. We ask for all of these things that we just said in your Son's name, Jesus Christ, and the congregation says,
Amen.
All right, let's stand, and I'm going to ask Mr. Michael Heater if he'll lead us tonight.
I would be happy to. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Again, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to On the Spot with David Rodgers. I am your host, David Rodgers. To my right is Mr. Michael Heater, and behind the scenes, doing all the good things that needs to happen for the show to run, is Mr. Dave Holland right back there. So again, welcome in. I've got a patriotic quote of the week. Before we get to that, Michael, I want to pull up the show here. I know people are on a watch party.
Yes.
And I want to make sure I welcome in everybody to the show here.
Absolutely. I have a watch party going as well. I got some names as well. I want you to go first, though. So
Okay.
Tell everyone
All right, we'll do it right after the quote of the day. How about that?
I like that.
All right, the quote of the day. I got two of them.
Good.
How about this one?
Okay.
The knaves and fools of this world are forever allianced. Who said that?
No, you did just a second ago.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
That's one of our founding fathers, and that would be Mr. John Jay. So the knaves and fools of this world are forever allianced. Isn't that crazy?
Not to be confused with John J. Hunter.
No, not John Jay. Yeah, he didn't like that either. I don't know why he didn't. I got another one.
Oh, good.
And let the one who has no sword sell his cloak and buy one. Where do you think I got that from?
Donald Trump.
Pretty close. I got it from Mr. Byron Bagwell that sent it to me, but he got that. That is a scripture in the Bible, Luke 22, verse 36. How about that? A biblical term right there. All right. And I've got another one. COVID-19 can bite my shorts.
Who said that?
Mr. Byron Bagwell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how about that? COVID-19 can eat my shorts is the way he, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
It would probably be the cure.
Yeah, that would be the cure. So I'm going to let you go first before we delve into everything else. Who do you got in the watch party there, Mr. Michael Heater?
Hey, we got some great folks over there. Tony Gentile's joining us from up in New England.
Okay.
Buddy of mine from up there like that. Robert McGee, City of Stark line crew. I tell you, give credit to the line crew guys. Those guys are going all the time, day and night here to keep the electrical service going like that. Robert, we salute you.
There you go. Salute.
There you go. Hey, John Townsend's joining us from down in Ocala. Buddy Harris from Jacksonville, retired Jacksonville firefighter. Buddy, good to see you on the show like that. Mark Hughes, buddy of mine from Gainesville. Good to see that one. And our own Sergeant Hannah Haas is joining us.
Is she? Hannah, hello there.
Great to have Hannah on board the show this evening. A couple other folks like that. Why, looky there. Good evening, Mr. Gavin Rollins. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you on with us. Like that. Paul Chamberlain, Marion County Fire Rescue, is joining us as well. Toby Stanley, one of my cousins from out in Mississippi. Good to have you on the show.
All right,
as
my
well.
home state. What part of Mississippi is he from?
He is
Where do they live?
down from, well, he moves around. He's in the military, like down.
Okay. Is he in Biloxi?
He was down near the Biloxi area,
Okay.
Hattiesburg area, and that sort of thing.
What's his name?
It's Toby Stanley.
Toby Stanley. I'm from Pascagoula, Mississippi, so I know you know that area right there really well. Supposed to have a 40-year reunion this year. Probably not going to happen because of the COVID thing. But welcome in, sir. What do you have, Dave, on your watch party?
Oh my goodness!
Goodness.
I got Terry Anderson.
Oh,
All right,
City
Terry
Star.
Anderson.
Yes,
City Star.
yes.
That's it.
Robert Lester.
Robert Lester. I know.
Yeah. Hey, Robert. Patricia Hines
Patricia Hines. I know Patricia
Yes.
Hines. Yeah.
and Jason Michael.
Jason Michael. Would that be like Michael Jason?
That could be,
Okay.
but
all
I
right.
think it's Jason Michael
All
tonight.
right. Okay. Oh, that's almost like Father Tom Allen.
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay.
Unless his first name's last and his last name's first.
Could be. All right.
Could be. And then
That's good right now.
That's good right now.
They're,
All right,
they're
well, let me
flowing
tell you-
in.
Well, let me tell you who I have. I have Charles McKinney. He says hello, everyone. I've got Raymond No. How about John Probst on special assignment?
down in Tampa. John,
Yeah.
good to hear from you. Hope everything is going well for you down there.
I got Mark Udi on, Jeff Udi's brother.
There you go. Good.
Do y'all know Dana Whitaker Hurst?
I know the name.
Well, you just met her right there. She says amen. Gene Morrell is on. Bobby Rayberg is on.
Yep.
Hello there, Gene. How you doing? Welcome into the show. Charles McKinney says, Lord, hear our land. Yes, we ask for that in our prayer. Absolutely. Jason Bott, Sarge. Say hello to Sarge.
Hello.
Hey, Sarge.
Says, fear not, people, for Justin Bieber met Kanye West today. All of your problems will be no more. Good
Wow.
grief. Sarge, really? Now, I know you're a Marine. I do know that. You're on the other side of the men's department from the U.S. Navy. Officially said by me.
That sounds good, Dave.
All right, that sounds good to me. Marie, down in Eustis. Yeah, she moved there. Hey, how you doing? Yep, gave her a wave there. Glenn Reeder's on. Good evening. Melissa Delp's on, my neighbor. She's on, probably with Eddie. That's great. Shirley Pinska always watches. Hello, Shirley. Dorothy Starling always watches. Good evening, she says. How about this name? Stacy Aldridge is on.
Oh, hey, Stacy.
Yeah, Stacy Aldridge is on. Hey, how you doing? And Sheila Lyons is on. She says, good evening, guys.
Good
How
evening
about
to you.
that? Huh?
Sweetheart.
And we've got more. You know what, guys? I feel so great on a Saturday night. You know what?
Yeah.
We're going off the cuff.
I like going off.
Oh,
We're going off
cuff.
the cuff tonight. There ain't no on the spot.
That's
We're
it.
going off the cuff.
That's
Right here, off the
exactly.
cuff. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever the heck you want to talk about, you just let us know. We're going to talk about it.
I like
If we don't have the answer, you can find it.
I have.
Yeah, you can find
I got a
it.
computer right here. We will get
we
answers
will
for you.
get to that. So
Absolutely.
anything that you want to talk about, we'll talk about after we delve into a couple other things. But we want to welcome you in. Before we delve into today's latest, we want to recognize our great sponsors who have been limited and working hard with their limited staff, as said, and changing hours. This is what we call our sponsor spotlight. Hey, Fun Point Food and Arcade.
Yum,
yum, yum.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Southern Gym Photography.
Love me some
Got
makeup
it.
apartments.
Carpenter. Yep. Miracle Automotive and Recovery. That's Kenny and Kirk Miracle.
Kirk Miracle.
Hey, Kenny over in McClenny
Yeah.
and Kirk right here.
That's it.
Dependable Waste Services. That's Jamie
Love
Clemens.
me some Jamie Clemens.
Yes. Williams Jewelry on Call Street. That's Vicki Williams.
Yeah.
Thank you. And this one near and dear to your heart, Brittany Leanne Creations.
Love me some.
Somebody asked me, just take a couple of seconds, what does Brittany do?
Okay,
So what is Brittany Leanne
So,
Creations?
so for those that are curious about that one, and I will start off with, I'm a little biased.
Of course.
Brittany Leanne Heater, hi Bear, is works for the Putnam County Sheriff's Office, but her side is she does photography and graphic design. She graduated from college with a graphic arts degree and does fantastic photography work, including weddings, special appearances, venues, and that sort of thing like that one. You can find her on Facebook under Brittany Lane Creations and give her a call to set up some memorable events for your photography needs.
And you know, there's plenty of work to go around, Mike. We got Southern Gym Photography here too. So, look, plenty of work to go around for everybody. That's why we have some of the same sponsors. Hey, plenty of work. You're not the only haircut shop in town, are you, Dave?
No, there's actually about 17 of us.
How about that? And everybody's getting a little business, right?
Everybody's
so there
sharing.
You go. Sharing the business.
And
What do you got?
speaking of, Harry Business of Star, owned and operated by our own Dave Holland, Super Dave Holland's what I like to call him. Boogie Nights DJ service, designs by Propes, on the spot lawn maintenance. I can vouch for them. They do amazing work. Schuster and Saban Law Offices, and of course, one of our favorite places to delve into, the Downtown Grill.
Which I do on Thursday night's team trivia when we get back to that. And also a great place. We usually meet there when we have our meetings.
Yes, we do.
So Chrissy and Ricky Thompson have a great establishment there.
Yes, they do.
Now, let's delve into some things here. If y'all aren't familiar with the show and new to it, this is what we used to call it the what?
They used to be the quick and dirty.
Now,
Not
here it is. Our all-new news segment. We call it the 360. We take you around the community, around the country in 6 minutes. It's 360 degrees and 360 seconds. Tonight, brought to you by Mr. Harry Patel himself and Fun Point Food and Arcade and Start. Check out the all-new menu on Facebook or www.funpointstarting.com. The Levy County Sheriff's Office is reporting the emergence of a sinkhole on State Road 24, approximately 1 mile east of County Road 345 in Rosewood. Currently, only one lane is closed, but the sinkhole is continuing to grow and could close both lanes.
You know, that's important because State Road 24 going from Gainesville out towards Cedar Key is a very busy road, so that's going to cause some traffic issues depending on how quickly they can get that resolved.
And I just heard a telling report. That's where Mitchell Heater's at. Not Mitchell Heater. How about that?
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
that's so much for that joke.
There
That's
you
where
go.
Mitchell Gunner is at. He's sinking the sinkhole.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
and just with the crap.
Moving on.
The Columbia County Commission will distribute millions of dollars in CARES Act money to local nonprofit organizations around the county. The money will go to help people pay rent and utilities. What a great thing there. The commission will be contracting with the United Way of Swanee Valley and Catholic Charities to distribute, ladies and gentlemen, this is the number, $2 million to those in need through the Coronavirus Relief Fund that provides for payments to state and local governments due to the COVID-19 outbreak. Wow, nice. President Donald Trump announced this week that the Republican National Convention won't be held next month in Jacksonville, citing the flare-up of the COVID-19 cases in Florida. And you'll be going over those numbers, Mike, so they will definitely understand why.
Yeah, absolutely.
Universal Orlando Resort announced on Friday it will be canceling Halloween Horror Nights, man, and I love to go to that this year due to the coronavirus pandemic. On Friday, Florida surpassed 400,000 cases of COVID-19.
Indeed.
Yay! Look at here. Y'all want to know about the weather? Well, today it was beautiful. And here now is your weather update, sponsored by Austin's Weather Service out of Keystone Heights. Find AWS on Facebook for the latest information. And now, to bring you that weather report is our very own director and my co-host tonight, Michael, the Dragon Slayer. Either what you got for us, mate?
Thanks, David. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
after another warm and really humid day today with temperatures in the 90s, we're looking for lows tonight to drop off around the upper 70s under mostly clear skies and some light winds. Sunday will be seasonal, partly cloudy, highs in the 90s. We're looking at an uptick in the chance of rain at 50%, scattered showers as we move through the afternoon hours. Fortunately for us, that means we'll be able to get some yard work done, hopefully, in the morning. Now, the tropics are super busy with Hurricane Hannah moving into Texas right now, and Gonzalo, which was a weakening tropical storm that's moving through the Windward Islands in the Caribbean. Now, meanwhile, in the Pacific, Hurricane Douglas is going to be moving very close to or even striking the Hawaiian Islands, which will come tomorrow. Now, both of these systems, both Hannah and Douglas, are going to bring a lot of rain to their respective areas. And it's actually pretty interesting to find out about this one. Going back to Hurricane Hannah briefly at that, South Texas, including the Corpus Christi area where the storm is expected to make landfall, is one of the biggest hot spots for COVID-19 with hospitalizations in the United States like that. So they're really trying to plan for this accordingly. FEMA has published a detailed report on the pandemic during hurricane season. They're using this for the planning process on that one. But if you have family and friends that live in the Texas area, anywhere from Orange going all the way down to Galveston, make sure you tell them they need to get ready for this one because it's not so much the wind. There's going to be a lot of rain. And for those who remember what happened several years ago, they had a tremendous flooding issue that happened about that one. And just as a side note, interesting, Hannah is the 4th named storm to make landfall in the United States this year. Yes, let me repeat that. Hannah is the 4th storm to make landfall in the United States.
And we're just in July, right?
We're in July. Yeah, we're in July. That throws people off a little bit like that. But you got to remember that we had tropical storms that are at least winds of 50 miles per hour. So earlier we had Bertha that made hit South Carolina back on May 27th, even before the hurricane season started.
Right.
Cristobal hit in Louisiana, and Tropical Storm Faye actually hit New Jersey back on the 10th of July. Yeah. So it's shaping up to be a pretty busy season. And on top of all that, there's an aggressive tropical wave coming off the West African coast that bears some watching. We're going to keep an eye on that as well. And if you've not yet made your emergency plans in case of a landfalling hurricane, now's a good time to do it. You can get that information from local emergency management or from ready.gov through the federal government. Dave, back to you.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that great weather report. Thank you once again. This weather report brought to you by Austin's Weather Service out of Keystone Heights. Find AWS on Facebook and get a local forecast sent right to you. And now our newest segment that brings back a little history. This is our on-the-spot version of What's the Date? Ladies and gentlemen, please pay special attention. You'll have a chance to answer a trivia question right here. Number 1, Stark City Commissioner Joseph Warren, removed from the mayor's position in June, was reinstated following a ruling from Circuit Judge O.C. Fagan. 2, the Board of County Commissioners met late into the night to work on a county budget that was set at $2.2 million. And lastly, the third thing, the Bradford Telegraph hosted a street dance to celebrate its centennial on Saturday night, July 28th, selling dinners at that time for $2.50 apiece. All right, when was this, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to give you a chance. Was it July 1975, July 1977, or July 1979? Dave, could you go back and let me reread those so our viewers can spot this? Stark City Commissioner Joseph Warren, removed from the mayor's position in June, was reinstated following a ruling from Circuit Judge O.C. Fagan. How about that? Stark City Commission. The Board of County Commissioners met late into the night to work on a county budget that was set at $2.2 million. And third but not least, the Bradford Telegraph hosted a street dance that year to celebrate its centennial on Saturday night, July 28th. They were selling dinners for $2.50. Your choices are, was that 1975? Was that July 1977? Or was that July 1979? While we're waiting for answers, let's go over some of our watch party, Dave. I'll say, don't give any of the answers yet. Just who's on your watch party, brother? Anybody new?
William Teams.
All right, William, hello.
Yeah, that's what I got right now.
That's what you got right now. What do you have?
Hey, David Adler out of Jacksonville. Good to have David on board like that. Caitlin Norsworthy. Caitlin, good to hear from you. Really close family friend. Connection with a family member that just passed, so we're thinking about you as well like that. Lou just said, used to work for emergency management here in the state of Florida, retired, moved up north. There's something you don't hear very often.
No.
Like that, doing very well with that. Blaine Willis, Gainesville firefighter. Good to have you on the show, Wayne. Appreciate you tuning in like that one. John Prince Valley down in Miami. Good to have you on the show as well. Carolyn Roberts, Clayton Anthony, and Troy Harper have joined us. Good to have them on the show. And I've already got one answer from Tony Black. We'll see how many more.
All right, we can get in. All right, and here we go. Sheila Line says, good evening. Byron Bagwell says, good evening, gentlemen. Gary Moore calls me to start watching late. Yeah, the excuse, just like you're not here. Yeah, there you go. Excuses, Mr. Bagwell. Glenn Reader says, please thank everyone for their support today with the Blue Line event, which I know you're going to talk about. We raised a nice sum for the BCSO and SPD I know it's well over $1,700-$1,800, but you'll get into that, right?
Yep.
Jimmy Sparks is watching. Hello, Jimmy from Lake City.
Good to see you, Jim.
Jeremy Noble is watching. Hello, Jeremy. Jeremy owns Florida Grass Cutters. It's a business that I would really like to buy, maybe eventually somewhere down the road when I get some money. Anyway, that's beside the point.
Yes.
Pentagon has off-world vehicles not made on this earth, reported by the New York Times. Mark Goody. And I've got some swampland I will sell you in the middle of Arizona. Woodrow Griffiths. Hello there, Howard. Is that Woodrow? Woodrow Griffiths. I thought that said Woodrow Wilson. Really? Is he watching from the grave?
I was going to say, that'd be impressive.
Yeah, buddy. Good evening, Jimmy Sparks. Salute to you. Great news for the people that have their rent paid. Dorothy started talking about Columbia County.
Yes.
That's a great thing.
Big thing like that. Yeah, the CARES Act is something that was initiated as a response to the COVID-19 emergency by President Trump and the federal government. We're looking at that program expanding. Other counties are receiving funds as well. So we'll have updates on that as we go along, because you're going to see other counties that are going to be able to help with some of these relief efforts as we move through the coming weeks.
Byron Bagwell, I gave your quote, and I said it just like you wanted to, but I can do it again. You used the different words this time. The Kung Flu can eat my shorts. Said by our very own co-host that ain't here, Mr. Byron Bagwell. There you go. Here's Sarge. Now, I want y'all to know something about Sarge. Sarge is a very hard worker, works on my line one out there, out at the plant. And he's very quiet generally, goes about his business. But all of a sudden, when he comes on the show, he becomes a comedian. So, Sarge, but everyone would have been wearing masks at Halloween Horror Nights.
Good point.
Good point, Sarge.
But
and then he goes,
not
LOL.
social distancing.
That's true. G. Morrell, back on with us. Woodrow Griffiths. Byron Bagwell says, riding the storm out. Hey.
There you go.
You know who sings that? Riding the storm out?
I know you sing Riders in the Sky.
Okay, Riders riding the storm out is REO Speedwagon.
There you go.
Glenn Reeder said 1979. That's one there. All right, that's a good answer.
I actually got a message here from Tony
What did
Black.
Tony Black say?
Tony Black says 1970.
Well, let's see if they're right here. Today in history, Joe Biden saw a Red Cross boat and thought the Swiss were invading. We're going to get into that, Mr. Byron Bagwell. Did you see what I put on the DOR?
Yes.
Hey, I'll just go ahead and say it. I hope it was full of Swedish nurses. All right, there we go. April Greer Dickinson says 79. Jason Vaught from Lake City, Sarge, says 79, just a guess. Mark Goody says 77. Sheila Sim Allstadt says 77. Byron Bagwell says 77. Charles McKinney says, I was 2 years old. Well, give me a guess anyway.
I was going to say.
Lisa Tomlinson Moody says 77. You mean Hades, Woodrow Wilson, Byron Bagwell. Glenn Reeder, I don't want to steal any thunder, but we will. We raised $1,700. Each department received $850 cash to help with whatever they might need.
That's great. And we will delve into that more, but that is a tremendous effort because of some of the information that's coming around the nation. The fact that that Bradford County stepped up to support its local law enforcement means an awful lot to Chief Jeff Johnson and to Sheriff Gordon Smith. And we'll delve into that a little bit as we go along.
Sounds good to me. Jason Vaught says, can we quote you, Byron? Yes, you're talking about the Kung Flu eating the shorts? Yes, that actually came from Byron Bagwell. Charles McKinney, if masks work, why can't people go to baseball games? Well, that's a good point, and I'll get into that a little bit. It's a little sports there. Exactly. I want to get into that anyway, just a little bit. Stacy Aldridge says, I used to live in Westclo, Texas, on the Mexican border. Please pray for everyone in Hannah's path. We will, indeed. Mike, you want to tell everybody what that answer is?
Absolutely. So, the year that the city of Stark mayor was removed by the commission and then reinstated by judicial service, as well as the establishment of a $2.2 million budget, which, by the way, took a lot of wrangling. Because,
yes, it did.
According to the Bradford Telegraph, during this edition in July of this year, they tried to make some cuts, really struggled with it, worked long into the night during the assigned commission meeting. The entire episode played out, was reported in the Bradford Telegraph in July of 1979.
1979, if you said that, you're absolutely correct. Ding, ding, ding. Dave, ring the bell.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding. Oh, and by the way, That means I spotted something. Some more cousins from Lulu, the Michael Heater side of the family. Brother Louie Heater, Sister Christian Heater, cousin Mr. Roboto Heater, and Sister Golden Hair Surprise Heater, Uncle Jack Sparrow Heater,
Yes.
great uncle Bigfoot Sasquatch Heater,
Actually, I
and
know-
great aunt Miss Bigfoot Sasquatch Heater.
Yeah, actually, I do. Thank you.
Good grief.
And since you mentioned the cousin, Mr. Roboto there, Delina Thomas is tuning in from up north like that one.
Yeah.
That this is Delina. That's for you.
Okay, there you go. How about that? All right. Hey, yes, I'm going to get into the nicknames. Everybody says, where's the nicknames? Well, here's another chance for you to vote on which nickname you want. All right, I've got a new one for you. How about the Knights in White Satin? What?
Oh.
No, that's the Booty Blues.
Yes.
I can't take that.
And not to be confused with any other white outfits that we don't really.
Yeah, that we got. This shirt is gray. So Knights in White Satin. No, we can't go with that one.
No.
How about the Dancing Destroyers?
No.
Pass. I'll pass on that one. The Destroyers of Tyranny, I'll take.
I'll take that.
How about the Kings of Information and News? Like that one.
Yeah, that's
The Counts of Economic Prosperity. The Princes of Keeping Law and Order. Like that one. The Masters of Protecting the Nation and People of this great nation. Like that. How about the Sultans of Foreign and Domestic Terrorism? I like that. How about the New Freedom Fighters?
I like that.
How about the New Sons of Liberty?
That's not bad.
That's my top.
How about the Defenders of the Republic?
That's my
Okay. How about the Show Pony Express?
Oh,
That's your top.
That's my top. And how about our newest one? The new High Priest of the Church of the Painful Truth. How about that? Y'all tell us who you like right here. Tell us who you like right here, ladies and gentlemen.
I got one.
I say, do you got one? Who you got?
America
Uh-huh.
United.
America United is all. Hey, then we can put that under the American Party.
Yeah.
I like that. Byron Bagwell says, of course you can take that quote. Charles McKinney says, nope, I'm not giving you a guess. I was 4 years old. Byron Bagwell says, no! Byron Bagwell says, the New Sons of Liberty. Lisa agrees with him. She likes the New Sons of Liberty. Miss Shirley Bagwell is on with us. Hello, Mom. How are you?
Hey, Shirley.
All right. You know what? This is my plea. All right, Byron. I know you're probably going to get in trouble. Here we go. Miss Shirley, could you please make us one of those beautiful, beautiful, and tasty cakes that you make? It doesn't matter which one it is.
Strawberry shortcake.
Strawberry?
Yeah, the strawberry. Yeah.
That strawberry, yeah, that was good. That was good. That was off the chain. That was off the chain. Miss Shirley, can you do that for us? We'll buy the ingredients if we have to. Sure.
Yeah.
There we go. Charles McKinney says Knights in White Satin was the KKK. Can't use that now.
Exactly right.
Well,
Exactly.
and you know, you talk about KISS too. That stands for Knights in Satan's Service. Did y'all know that?
That was the claim.
Yeah, that was the claim. So anyway, there we go. All right. What else do we have, Mike? How about some local
Sure,
stuff?
talk about some
Let's just
local
go
news.
into some local stuff.
Yeah, so we're gonna kick off with the Back to Blue event that occurred
Yeah.
at the Edwards Road Sports Complex earlier today. Great turnout of people supporting law enforcement. This was actually a program that was brought around the nation as a way to support law enforcement to kind of combat some of the negativity that's coming out about law enforcement around the region. The program today, as Glenn Reeder reported, raised over $1,700 for local law enforcement programs to reach out for community education and whatnot. $850 going to the city police department, $850 going to the sheriff's office. Sheriff Gordon Smith made an appearance along with several deputies, including some canine officers. And it was a really good turnout and a lot of positive feedback that came out of this one. And I'm really happy about this because I work for the sheriff's office, so I always appreciate when there's something really positive involving law enforcement. I know there's been a lot of police activity in the news of late, but the investigations, detectives, both from the city and the county, have done an amazing job at trying to bring to conclusion some of the more recent violent crimes that we've had. So it was really good to see the turnout of folks that came out today. So for those of you that did make it out to Edwards Road Sports Complex, thank you very much. For the officers and the deputies that were out there, thank you guys as well. And we look forward to another event similar to this one in the near future.
All right, I tell you,
Yes.
Mike, you were talking about that event. I actually talked to Gordon a little bit before we came after. As a matter of fact, after seeing you this afternoon,
Right.
and he said it was a really good turnout and everything went really well. He said it started off a little slow,
Yeah.
but then it gained some momentum, just like most things do. And I did want to ask you guys, and I want to know from you guys as well. Again, we're off the cuff tonight. Anything you want to talk about, we will. Dave, how was your day today? I didn't even ask you that. How was your day?
Yeah, I had a really good day.
You did?
It's just a great day. I had a lot
Yeah.
of good customers.
Right?
They were all in a good mood. Everybody just flowed in the shop.
Wow.
It's I love days like that.
Right.
It's a great day.
All right. Mr. Eater, how about your day?
Well, I had a great day because
Mhm.
I spent time with my mother. For those of you that have been tracking a little bit of history, my mom had a mild heart attack last week. She was transported to the hospital, was kept for observation, had an echocardiogram done today, thanks with Dr. Abood, who's back in Stark now. For those of you that don't know Dr. Abood, an amazing cardiologist, has taken
Lucian.
Yes, great person to have back in our community. After taking a little bit of time over going out towards the East Coast, he's now back here in Stark, so we're happy about that. But Mom and I and Lisa had a really good day today, by the way, just so you know. And so we're able to say hello. But it was a really good day. Spent time with Mom and got some stuff done around the house as well. So all in all, definitely one of our better days. It was good to have a day off after the week that I've had.
Yeah, speaking of that, I mean, today was a good day for me as well. As y'all all know, I own the spot lawn maintenance, so that's been taking a lot of my time here the last 3 or 4 days due to the rain that we got earlier in the week. Sort of put some of my yards into today and even into tomorrow as well. We're going to do Mr. Heater's yard as well tomorrow. But an overall good day. I had Nadro Davis with me today. Y'all know Nadro. Nadro was a heck of a football player for Bradford. He will definitely be missed. He was a senior last year. Unfortunately, we're going to miss his talents, but he's been helping me out. Great worker, great kid. Very respectful, right, Mike?
He was.
No, sir, yes, sir, everything.
And what I like about Nadro, and in fact, a lot of that's the one thing about it I have to give credit to. Nadro, if you're watching and your family's watching, let me tell you this. Truly impressed. Very respectful. Strong work ethic. I mean, wow,
very strong.
That kid works and does an amazing job like that. So I'm very pleased to see that type of effort and ethic on the field translated to responsibilities off the field as he's moving on with that one. And I credit his family to that one. Also credit a lot of the influences from Bradford High School. So kudos to the high school for fostering and mentoring these young people as they are able to go out into the workforce. And to you for giving him an opportunity to do that as well. So I'm excited. I really do. I mean, I'm excited about football, but I'm really excited about the youth of our program as we move through in the community like that. So I'm stoked about it.
It's funny because I call him, right? And then, he's a young kid, so he likes hanging out with his friends.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I love about it? He tells his friends, I've got to go to work today. That's what he says. I've got to go to work today. I've got to go to my job today. I've got to go to work today.
Yeah.
That's how you know that he's been brought up the right way. He gets it. He knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So I know Negro is at a family function with his godmother. She's got a big celebration going on. So Negro, be careful, be safe. And I will be talking to you later on this weekend because we got some things coming up. I know you got some other local things as well.
Some other local stuff.
Let me see here. Byron says, "Oh, no, you don't, David Rodgers. Not for 2 weeks. No, you don't." Talking about his mom making that cake. Byron Bagwell is actually going to be on special assignment for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So he won't be on the show with us, but he's going to be on the show with us. But he's doing some research on stuff. He's got some work things going on. So, there it is.
That's fine. Hey, listen, good things are worth waiting for.
Yep.
And that cake, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. Or just kiss, he says. That's it. Priscilla Dennis is watching.
Oh,
Hello
hey.
there.
Yeah, I got her.
Raymond, no, I agree. Salute to all our ELOs. There you go.
Excellent.
And Lisa Tomlinson says, love Dr. Abood, she said.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, you got to love it.
Really good.
All right, Mike, what else we got?
So let's talk a little bit about some COVID-19 numbers.
Oh, boy.
I know. I hate to bring a little bit of a break to that one. But there has been a great deal of concern about some of the rising COVID-19 number of cases here in Florida, and there has been a spike. But the real question that's come up is whether these cases translate into corresponding numbers of deaths
Right.
related to that.
Correct.
Now, Honestly, this is unlikely because people who get sick are now far less likely to suffer the adverse consequences than they would have back in April or May. Part of that having to do with the virility of the virus, part of that having to do with catching it early enough and the treatments that are being rendered. Now, a table that was produced by the Florida Department of Health shows that the average overall deaths from COVID-19 has dropped by 75% statewide. Back in April, we were looking at 6.5% of those that came in contact or were exposed to the disease actually becoming fatal from it. That number has dropped to 1.65% in June. So while the number of cases are growing, that the death rate is actually decreasing significantly. Now that is for numbers, especially those for over the 65, has dropped by half, which is a big thing. It went from 20% down to 10%, and the death rate for the people under 65 has dropped by 71%. So at one point we were at 1.37%. Again, let me make sure you understand this. The people under the age of 65 that contracted COVID-19 back in April, February, March, and April, the death rate was 1.3% of the population. So for every 100 people, or I should say for every 1,000 people, they got it. There was 13 reported deaths. Now, for every 1,000 people that are their test presumptive positive, 4 deaths. The percentage has dropped to 0.4%. So it's 4/10 of 1%. So the numbers are really dropping on this one. And again, a lot of it has to do with the testing, a lot of it has to do with the treatment, and everything like that one. So just because you're exposed doesn't mean that you're going to be symptomatic. And if you are symptomatic, chances are you're not going to suffer the fatal effects as we were seeing at the initial stages of this swing. So again, we are expecting the numbers to hopefully level off pretty soon, but again, to reinforce that, just because you're testing positive and those numbers are increasing, and we'll go over that in just a moment, the fatality numbers continue to drop, having a lot to do with that.
Good deal. All right. Well, hey, I tell you, speaking of the COVID-19, I just want to go over some things because some people, we take things for granted a lot of times, Mike and Dave, we all got our differences of opinions on what we think the COVID's all about. But the bottom line is, it is a pandemic out there. It is I call it a flu. Worst case, a more severe case of the flu, and that's what I call it. Everybody, like I said, has their own different things, but I do want to go over some things. I just want to go over some symptoms people may not realize. Symptoms may appear 2 to 14 days after exposure to the COVID-19 virus. Some of these symptoms are cough, shortness of breath or difficult breathing, fever, chills, muscle pain, sore throat, and new loss of taste or smell. I am hearing, Mike, a lot of that. That's how most people know they got it, because all of a sudden they lose that taste and they lose that smell. And when they say it's pretty quick, right?
Yeah,
you lose it right away.
Yeah, it is, and that's one of the things like that. Now we're kind of heading into the summertime allergy season. I myself suffer from allergies, so one thing
our co-host does too. Byron Bagwell gets severe
exactly.
allergies.
But that's the key thing. One of the key things here is like that. If you have a stuffy nose and congestion, that sort of thing, that's not really a symptom of the COVID. So you have to pay attention to certain things. The loss of the taste and smell of food is one of them. The dry cough and the difficulty catching your breath, taking a deep breath, and that sort of thing like that one. Those are things that you want to look out for, and you want to make sure that you get tested for these things. It's not nearly as invasive as people are making out to be. The more that gets tested, the more positives we're going to find. That's a given. And the number of tests that are being issued now around the state has skyrocketed. That's to explain why some of these numbers are going up. But again, to reinforce that, when you compare the increasing testing numbers and the increasing positive numbers, but yet the hospitalizations and deaths are going down. So I think that's an important thing that you need to make note of.
Emergency warning signs due from COVID-19 virus. If someone is showing any of these signs, please seek emergency medical care immediately, Dave. Trouble breathing, big time.
Big time.
Persistent pain or pressure in your chest. New confusion, believe it or not, it sort of causes a daze, confusion. So that's one of the things there.
And that's one of the reasons why that if you have someone like that, now, again, we're not trying to convince you to be doctors.
No.
What we're trying to do is show you that there's any number of things it could be.
Right.
Our paramedics are recognizing that the potential is there. However, it doesn't rule out cardiac events, pneumonia, or anything like this one. So if you have symptoms where you're not sure what it is like that one, there's no reason why you cannot call for rescue or go be seen by your personal physician or by an emergency room. Be aware of the fact, though, that if you do call for rescue, our paramedics, not just in Bradford County, but all over the state, are going to come dressed for success. So the masks, the eye protection, the gloves, the gowns.
They should.
And so that's doing it for their protection as well as for yours. But again, even if we rule out the potential for, if you have someone who's confused, possibly a little lethargic, now it could be due to the difficulty breathing from COVID. It could be related to mimicking stroke symptoms. It could be related to any other medical issues. If you're not sure, call us. We have no problem coming out and taking you, getting you cared for, and getting you to the facility that would best take care of the situation.
You know, I thought I had this because number 4 fits me really well, and y'all know me. And listen to when I say this. Inability to wake or stay awake. How many times have I been sitting there and I'll nod off on you guys, or I'll be talking to Byron or you on the phone,
Yes.
and I'm sitting there in my driveway, and y'all are going, David?
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's got COVID. I'd
No,
say he's worked his butt off all
Yeah,
day.
well, and then
All
that's
week.
another thing. Probably due to some sleep apnea for me.
Yeah.
I don't sleep very well. I know some guys do and some guys don't. I'm one that doesn't sleep very well.
Right.
So, and all the things that I got going on. But I was like, ooh, that sounds like me, but no COVID for me. And bluish lips or face. Mike, have you seen that one?
Yeah, and again, this goes back to anytime that you have a compromised airway, you have what's called hypoxia.
Yes.
Hypo for low oxygen levels, the signs of this one that manifest themselves is cyanosis, which is a bluish tint to the skin. You'll see that in the fingernail beds, you see it around the lips, and that's just a decrease in the oxygen levels. That is considered a true emergency because of the need for oxygen. And again, we carry that on fire rescue as well as the emergency services. So again, anyone who shows signs of any type of difficulty breathing, impairment, or that bluish tint to their face, their fingernail beds, or anything like that one, go ahead and activate 911 and let's get some help to them.
And then here's our prevention things that I think some people ought to start following because, you know, I thought we were doing really good there at first there. Last month or so, you know what I mean? The numbers were starting to come down. And then all of a sudden, everybody opens things back up. Guess what? Social distancing. These, I'm not a big proponent of these. That's my opinion. You know, we can all get in everybody's opinion on that. Well, Mike just made his a LeBron James basket.
But here's the thing about it, though, and I will say this, and anyone who knows me knows that initially I'm not a fan of masks. I'm just not. Okay.
I'm not either.
I get it. I totally understand that. And I am appreciative of the fact that we've now gotten to a point where a significant majority of the population is using masks. Too much to the point now where if we could put that same effort into turn signals, I'd be happy.
Yeah, there you go. And
saying.
and if you would, and here we go. I'm going to, you know, some of the prevention, and you see it now. Stay home, save lives. That's one of the things that you always hear. Stay home as much as you can. Keep a safe distance. Use the 6-foot rule, and no more than 10 at a gathering. This is where those numbers have spiked up.
Yeah.
All the protesting going on in the United States of America right now. They're all close, and what are they doing? They're not talking like me and you, Mike.
No.
There's power. They're doing that.
Yeah.
And guess what? There goes those droplets. Yeah. It hits Julie So Jew over here, and then Billy Bob Sue over here. And guess what? Now you may have it. Now you just possibly giving it to 2 more people. 2 becomes 4. 4 becomes 8. And then all of a sudden the whole crew has it. So, you know, keep your safe. Use the 6-foot rule and no more than 10 at a gathering. Wash your hands often. Dave, don't you got us a little lotion?
Yeah.
Don't you got us a little something there?
And something else that you can do as well, and we do this
all the time.
Yeah, it's a daily check. I get mine checked daily. We do it here at the show. We do it with that one. Check your temperature. One of the first signs that we're going to see is going to be, is a spike in increase in the temperature.
There she is.
So, between the use of hand sanitizers, for you, sir.
Thank you.
Make sure you maintain your temperatures and check that on a regular basis. And amongst all these things, seriously, just take the steps, take care of yourself. Having opinions notwithstanding.
Correct.
Okay, I have an opinion on numbers. I have my opinions on
masks,
things, on masks and
yeah.
that. But especially in my position, you have to look at the greater good. So that's what we were working
Right.
towards. To that end, our folks on the fire rescue side and emergency management, we are really promoting the use of the masks, the social distancing, and everything that you need to do to stay safe. We encourage that. We have our connection with our groups and everything like that, but when we're out and with each other like that, it's not going to kill you to wear a mask, even though, I'm the worst one. I hate wearing a mask. But for the greater good and for what we're trying to get across here, this is the best way to protect yourself and to make sure that you protect those that you care about.
Even if your county does not have a mask regulation, I can tell you this, and Michael and Dave can back me up, and so can Byron. There's major stores that's already requiring that you wear these if you go into them, even though that the county may not say that you have to have a mask on. If you go into a Lowe's, a Walmart, anything like that, Target, I believe, is on that list. There's several, Walgreens, CVS, all those, you have to have this on. And even though you can say, well, my county it's not forcing me to wear one. Doesn't matter. If you go into that establishment takes jurisdiction because it's their store and it's their rules. And I want people to understand that. That'll be like you, Dave. If you say, hey, if you want to come into my shop, you need to wear a mask if you want to get a haircut. Even though Bradford County is not under a mask rule, it's up to your discretion. That's your business.
Yeah, well, the federal government cannot fix it completely.
Right.
No.
The state governments cannot fix it completely.
That's right.
It is solely up to the individual.
That is correct.
Yeah. Personal responsibility is one of the
biggest things.
Biggest thing.
Yeah, it really is.
Whether you're for it or you're against it, you have to follow some kind of suit to help it.
Right.
Exactly.
Help get past it.
Since we're
I got two more.
Go
I
ahead
got
and do
two
that
more.
one then, and let's talk some numbers.
All right, I got two more.
Go for it.
So cover your cough. I've always used to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then never sanitize my hands. Well, guess where those germs are at? My hand. So cover your cough. I start doing this now.
Right.
Have you started doing that? You see a lot of people going, they cough into their elbow joint right there.
Well, I had over 20 little children come in my business today.
Wow.
And I mean 5 years old to 9 years old.
Right.
And younger.
Right.
Their parents, I'm sure teaches them to
Sure.
cover their cough.
Yeah.
But do they follow suit all the time?
No.
No. Yeah, so
No, I'm sure you have.
we got to watch this.
Just try to cough into your arm. Wear a mask, as Mike says, if you need it. And sick. Call ahead to your primary doctor physician if you're feeling sick. Definitely. Emergency rooms are getting full. I hear hospitals are getting full again, Mike. So just try to do your part. And Mike said it right on the head. Mike said it perfectly. Self-responsibility. Take it upon yourself to do the right thing. If you are living with someone or know someone that you're really close to and you see every day that's got some kind of underlying condition or existing condition that's going to put their immune system in jeopardy, please try to do the right thing. Stay 6 foot away from them. Wear a mask when you talk or whatever you need to do to protect you and that person or that loved one that you're seeing. It basically comes down like the self-responsibility.
It does. And let's talk a few numbers.
Okay, let's talk a few numbers.
So let's do our own version of the 360 when it comes to COVID-19.
All right, let's do it.
Let's start over in Alachua County. Alachua County's had, as of this afternoon, over 3,000 cases. That's 3,004 cases. That includes 18 deaths and 127 hospitalizations. Now, I'm not going to focus on the hospitalizations and the deaths because, to be honest, these numbers haven't really changed a whole lot. There have been a few of them, like that one. We'll give you a full breakdown on that one, and by all means, you're more than welcome to question on that if you're interested in finding out more about that. As we go over here towards, let's go over to Bradford County. There we go, like that. We're up to 228 cases here in Bradford County. Again, there has been a jump in the number of hospitalizations. These are more seniors
Right.
that have been transported in. There has been a third reported death with a report of coming from COVID. However, and while that number does count as a COVID fatality, there is some question as to whether or not these numbers are, playing
Right.
into that.
Right.
We will understand that there has not been duplicate testing, so the numbers that I try to pull are based on individuals, not on by actual patient counts as opposed to testing counts. There's a difference there because if you go by testing counts, the same person could test positive 2 or 3 times.
Sounds correct.
And that's one of the issues that I'm afraid of, is that we may be seeing the duplicate records. Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm saying that's a concern. So we're trying to make sure the numbers we bring you are the most accurate. If you have questions, contact your local health department. You can look up that number,
Yep.
Google it, something like that one, and give you some numbers on that as we go along there. Some other areas that we're coming into, let me go ahead and pull this up here real quick. Baker County, they're kind of holding about the same numbers here, the 285, with 25 hospitalizations reported. Of course, Clay County is one of the bigger areas that we've been dealing with. They're over 2,400 cases. Matter of fact, they're pushing 2,500 cases at this point, with 170 hospitalizations that have been reported. And if you really want to talk into some of the bigger numbers there, unfortunately, Columbia County, right along with Clay, at over 2,000 numbers, 85 hospitalizations, 10 reported deaths as we go into Columbia as well.
Right.
Somebody asked earlier about Duval County. Well, we've got some Duval County numbers here that we can delve into real quick here, giving you an idea on them. Again, big numbers. Again, metropolis, that sort of thing down. They topped 19,000 cases earlier today, with 561 hospitalizations and 131 reported COVID deaths. Some of these are also attributed to some trauma. They're attributed to some other medical issues underlying that sort of thing like that one. But those are the numbers that we're looking at as we go into that. Flagler County, I know Howard Pfeiffer joined us last show like that.
Sure
we
did.
had some Flagler numbers there, 770 with 67 hospitalizations that have been reported. We can delve on down here. Let's jump down toward Putnam County. Actually, we'll go to Marion because I just happen to have Marion County close by right here.
Okay.
And Marion is right there. Marion County.
That's where John Travolta is, by the way.
That is.
That's exactly right. So there we go.
Flies in with his private aircraft.
Yes, he does.
Because he can do that sort of thing.
He's got 2 or 3 of them, by the way.
Yes, he does.
Ooh.
Marion County has had 3,215 reported positive cases with 309 hospitalizations. Their numbers have also increased in the number of deaths to 48. However, preliminary indications are that, again, this is targeting a senior population. The overall numbers, as reported earlier, under the age of 65, those numbers continue to drop significantly. So that's one of the things that we're really happy to report, is that while, again, we're seeing some numbers, but unfortunately, we have to kind of go with what we've got on that one. Nassau County, up there in the north end, 876 now. People tested positive there, with 49 hospitalizations reported. Jumping down the St. Johns River over to Putnam County, 1,150 cases, 124 hospitalizations. And then finally, as we make the rounds like that, we have a couple people that ask about Leon County. So
Tallahassee. Yep. Anthony Black watches from there.
So he wants the numbers like that. So we're going to pull up some Leon for you here. Tony, 3,588 reported cases in Leon County, the Tallahassee area. 95 hospitalizations reported there.
And 13 deaths.
With 13 deaths reported, yes.
There you go. All right, Mike. Well, hey, let's tell you what. Let's get to some of the comments here. This may tie in.
Okay.
Katie Rainbow, she's in Tennessee. She says, hello, David and you guys. She is watching. Byron Bagwell, look at that. What is that? That's a COVID face.
That's a COVID face.
That's right. She says it's bad up in Tennessee. Miss Bagwell says, of course I will make a strawberry cake, but I was planning to make a key lime cake next. Ooh.
We can wait on strawberry.
Yes, we can wait on strawberries. We can.
Yes,
we can.
Yes,
we can.
Yes, I believe.
At least it is right now.
So I hate to tell you, it's going up in Tennessee. Yeah, it's going up everywhere, Katie. There's no doubt about that, or at least the numbers are inflating. It's up to you to believe what you want to believe on that. Yeah. And we've all got our own opinions, and we can sit here for hours and talking about that. But we got a show to do, so we're going to move on. Bagwell says, what study was that? I'm getting numbers around 0.5%.
Yeah, these are numbers that were provided to us from the Florida Department of Health. What we'll do is I'll take this information, we'll share it on the spot page to show where the numbers are coming from. They're in the same ballpark though, but yes, we'll make sure we post those numbers and that article from the journal on our page for you.
I think Byron called his mom about that.
Yes, he did, because you see, he goes, oh boy, no strawberry cake for you, DR. Oh.
Because she got back too fast on us.
Yeah, she did. Yes, she did. Not the Coke Blue. Yeah. Hey, David, you missed my makeup live. Katie does a little live makeup show. I think I've seen her on there. She does a pretty good job with that. So it's good for her, something to do there. Noah Gibson, welcome in.
Hey,
Roy Jackson, welcome in. Low O2 blood levels, Byron says.
Yeah,
absolutely, Byron. I forgot about that one. You're right.
Yeah.
So,
and what's interesting is this ties back to what we said before, and because this virus has been shown to affect the hemoglobin in the blood. The hemoglobin is what carries the oxygen through the bloodstream. So one of the signs that you'll see is hypoxia or cyanotic skin around the lips, the fingernail beds. And again, it's all because the oxygen transport system is compromised by the virus. Therefore, if there's a concern about it, especially if you see a change in the skin color, whether it's cyanotic or pale, go ahead and get them checked out, even if that means activating 911.
Byron says, I've been told by medical staff that part of it shows as levels as low as 70s, and people don't even realize it.
Yeah, because, again, the normal oxygen levels, the oxygen saturation is about 97 to 98%. We try to be cautious about giving patients oxygen if they're saturating well, but we have seen patients that are reported to have oxygen levels in the 60s. But because this has been a progressive issue that's built up, they don't realize how significantly impacted they've been until it's almost too late.
Right.
So again, if you have a concern, seek medical care, whether it be through your private physician or through a medical facility.
Byron Bagwell, we've talked about this. I know what mine is. Mine's sleep apnea. I already can tell you that. I need to get that checked on and worked on. Waiting on the VA, the COVID thing. It's like, man, I called 2 weeks ago. When can you get me a study done?
Yep.
It's on the waiting list.
They ain't letting nobody in.
No, they're
unless
not.
You're coming in through the emergency
room. You're right, and that's the thing right there. So I'm having to wait. I'm trying to use my VA benefits, but sometimes, and I'm glad that we talked to Kat Kamek about this. One of the things that she's wanting to do and is working on is VA openings in other places.
Yeah.
She's talking about opening up other offices, and that's going to help guys out like me and you, Dave, that we can get in on an appointment if we need to, even with the COVID-19 situation going on. Right. I've got Kelsey Michael on. Hello. Byron says the best thing to do is social distance. Byron says stay home if you're sick with anything. I agree, Byron.
Yeah, I agree.
Be a responsible adult. Yes. Cassidy Udi says, welcome in, Cassidy, by the way. Some phones and smartwatches can measure your oxygen saturation, and people can get a pulse oximeter on Amazon for around $30. One of the odd things about COVID is that some people have dangerously low oxygen levels and would typically be in distress with those levels. Right. But the bodies aren't telling them that something is wrong. That's incredible to her, she says. But it doesn't hurt you if you start feeling unwell to regularly check your oxygen saturation.
Yeah, exactly right. You can buy a pulse oximeter at a local drugstore or any big box store potentially as well. And again, this is where we have we get into the debate. I'm going to refrain from expressing an opinion because my position with the county precludes me from telling you that. But again, the vast majority of fatalities related to COVID-19 are due to underlying medical conditions: emphysema, COPD, congestive heart failure, STEMIs, whether it be from the cardiac event,
cancers,
anything like that. Yeah, cancers, anything like this one. So what's happening is that this virus, which the flu does the same thing, exacerbates underlying medical conditions. So you can claim it to be COVID-19 related, or it could be the underlying cause. Regardless, twofold things to consider here. Number one is that if you know someone who is immunocompromised, or if they have an underlying medical condition, that's all the more reason to make sure that you take steps to protect yourself and them through the use of sanitizers, the masks, and make sure that you check temperatures. Secondly, it's also behooves you to know to look for these signs and symptoms, and just simply be aware of the fact that these patients may not recognize it as quickly as you do because it's an ongoing, slow buildup of the condition. You might recognize it, especially if you're visiting an elderly person or someone who's sick, and therefore it may fall on you to make that decision, to pull that trigger and get help to them, or get them to a facility for proper care.
Jason Vaughn, that's a good point that you bring up, Michael. Jason Vaughn, I was going to get into a little bit of that when we get into a little bit of national news here. 3 accidentally shot at a NFAC protest in Louisville, Kentucky. I've seen that. That is crazy, man. You keep hearing these stories over and over and over and over. Gentlemen, when is this going to stop?
I can tell you when it's going to stop.
I can too.
Yeah, November
you want
4th.
my bid? Yeah, exactly right.
November 4th.
Yeah, exactly. Sheila Sam says, what if you have a medical condition? If you have a medical condition, if you've fought cancer, or if you need to be on dialysis, things like that, your immune system is already compromised. It's taking everything that you got to fight that disease off, whether it's kidney disease or you've been through breast cancer or prostate cancer, anything that you're getting treatment for by chemo, it's already weakening your immune system. So now if this COVID-19 attacks you, guess what? Now you've got double trouble because you're trying to fight out the COVID-19 as well. And if your immune system is low and with these symptoms that are read off to you that it can cause, it's dangerous situation for sure. There's no doubt about it.
It is. In fact, the easiest way to describe this is that imagine as a normal, healthy person, and you're trying to get your way through a briar patch to get to the other side. Now you're already, dealing with having to fight through briars on a humid day like that we've had.
Right.
The temperatures in the 90s, humidity in the upper 40s and 50 degrees. You're hot, you're sweaty, you're tired. You're already expending so much energy to get to this one, and then all of a sudden, come out of nowhere comes this, massive wooden fence. Now, on top of you having to fight this ongoing effort of getting through the briar patch,
now you got to blockage.
you've got to climb this fence to get over it. And with a lot of people that are already tired from fighting the briars, now they're just having difficulty even trying to get over the fence. That's the same with this COVID is attacking. Anybody else, a normal, healthy person that's able to clear through the briars and didn't have an issue with that one, and they see this fence, well, they just scale the fence and go over it. But those that are having to fight through these thick briars and the effort that goes into, and they're being injured and scratched, and they're hot and they're worn down, and they're already weakened as a result of this one, are hitting this roadblock. That's one of the best ways to describe is what we're dealing with. If you're normally healthy and you encounter this fence, okay, it takes a little effort to get over it, but you get over it.
Right.
Those that are dealing with the briar patch of ongoing medical issues that have compromised immune systems or whatever like that one, it makes that much more difficult to get over the fence. And in some cases with the elderly, they aren't able to climb.
Especially with the elderly. I was just going to say, and I see you looking at me, it's like, if you're in the 65 age range or older, and what I just said to you, Sheila Sam, and what he just said to you, and not that I wish it upon anybody, because I want everybody to live.
Yeah.
The more likely chance of you recovering from that, along with some kind of, like you said, low immune system, or you're fighting some kind of cancer, is probably pretty low.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it that way, but that's the way it is. That's what you're talking about. That
but on the other side of the coin, though, again, as we spoke about earlier, the death rate is actually dropping when you look at per capita numbers. So why is that the case? If we're so concerned about this, well, it's simple. People are taking the appropriate steps.
Right.
You're taking your vitamins. You're making sure you get plenty of rest. You're making sure you're staying hydrated in the summertime. You're making sure that you're doing the steps you do to stay healthy, including making sure that you use the proper sanitation and preventive techniques. So again, it's all about, say it with me, personal responsibility. You've got to make sure that if you're responsible for an elderly person like that one, that you protect them as well. I spent a great day with my mom. Spent half the day in a mask. We went to St. Johns County and spent time, did a little window shopping. She picked up some things like that one. But when we got out of the vehicle, she was in a mask, I was in a mask. We made sure that we did what we do to protect her at 90 years old. She's already, she's recovered from the heart attack, and she has other issues that she's been wanting to deal with. I don't need her getting exposed to COVID. My line of work puts me at a higher risk, so I make sure that I don't pass anything on. That's the reason why I get checked on a daily basis,
Yep.
screened, and then of course I have ongoing tests, and so far I've been fortunate. Tested negative.
Yes, I'm going to talk about this. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm going to talk about this.
It's coming up.
I've had 3. Yes, we're going to talk about this. Somebody's asked me why I haven't got a haircut yet. We're going to get to that
We got it
in
coming
just a
up.
minute. We got it coming up. Dave, real quick, do you have any top fans? Or you have any on the watch party that you want to say hello to? We want to catch everybody.
Yes.
I got about 30 people
Oh,
on
come
here.
on.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, hello, John Hodges.
Hello, John.
Steve Cruz.
Steve Cruz.
Laura Box. Yeah, Chris Brown.
Right.
Donald Davis, Sr.
Yeah.
Clay Manning. Yeah,
Okay.
Virginia Qualls. Mike Qualls'
Qualls'
wife.
wife, yeah.
John Woods. Chris Brown. Again.
Well,
Barry
that's Chris
Moore.
Brown the second.
Yeah.
Round 2.
Priscilla Dennis is still on.
Good.
My favorite sister, Luana.
Luana, where's she watching out of?
She's
Dave?
out of Ohio,
Really?
Cincinnati.
Wow. Ding, ding, ding. Wait a minute. Speaking of family members, Dave, I seen yours in Lulu too. Cousin Holland, Skin Holland. Sister Billy Bob Holland. Brother Mary Lou Retton Holland. Uncle Jack Daniels Holland. And Miss Run Runner Holland.
Well,
How about that? I spotted them in Lulu as well.
I haven't heard from none of them.
Well, how about this one? What about Brother Mary Lou Retton Holland? I just want to know whether you've heard from him or not.
No, I've been looking for her.
Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
man. Go ahead. Great show tonight, by the way.
David Van Kemp
Oh,
Camp, yes.
okay, Van
Yeah.
Camp. Yeah.
and William Teens is still on.
William Teams. All right. How about you, Mike? What do you have for
Yeah,
us?
we've got some great folks that are tuned
All
tuned
right.
in on this one. Bobby Turner Jr. has joined us. Look. Hi, Lisa. Ellen Collingwood, Chris Cooksey, one of the directors for the fire department in Bradford County, has tuned in. Howard Pfeiffer from Flagler County has tuned in as well. Good to see him. Joanne, working over in law enforcement. Good to have her on
Good to
board
have her
as well,
on.
like
Yeah,
that.
like that.
Morgan Bailey has joined us. Kelly Outlaw, Stark Firefighter. Kelly, good to have you on the show tonight.
Hey, Kelly Outlaw. Would that be
That
in-laws?
one, the one and the same.
Outlaw, in-laws?
That would be well close to it like that. He's one of our. He's definitely one of our noted guys around the community.
Mr. Outlaw, welcome in.
T-Rail from Gainesville.
T-Rail.
See it. Yes, Terrell Williams, a good friend of mine.
Terrell.
Like
All
that.
right,
Good
Terrell,
friend.
welcome in.
Melinda Tanner Sturdivant, a high school friend of mine who works for Clay County Emergency Management. Melinda, glad to have you on the show as well. Ward Batten is joining us now.
Right.
Robin Hander-Dykes is joining us as well. And Rochelle Davis, among others. Good to have you guys on the show.
Good to have you on. Let me get to what I got right here. Chris Davis is on. We're going to talk about you in a minute, Chris.
Yes, we do.
As soon as we talk about this.
Yes, we do.
So we're going to talk about you, Chris, here in a minute. Lisa says, yeah, isn't that crazy? Self-inflicted. Hey, yeah, well, you want me to get on my hour opinion? We got a show to do. We love you, though, Lisa. No one can fix this. It's going to be around, Mr. Byron Bagwell says. If you have a medical condition, use a face shield, Cherie Smith says. What do you think?
No, I
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And remember, one of the other things too is if you're going to be with someone who tests, it's presumptive positive, especially if they're symptomatic. It's not just about the face mask itself.
No.
Like that one, you need eye protection as well.
Hey, Sarge, if he's still on, which I think he is, I hope he hasn't gone off yet. Sarge works in the shop out there. First of all, cold in the winter, hot in the summer. We try to pump air through there. It's just too hot. And you got to have 50,000 fans, which we do. And sometimes our air just don't circulate. Yeah. Anyway, So what does the guys in the shop got to do? On top of their long sleeve shirt, on top of their pants and their boots, and their hard hat, now we had to provide them with a clear shield to go over their face.
Wow.
So while they're working on a rigging table, the welders already got their shields on. But anybody that's worked out exposed besides the welding pit has got to have this shield. You ought to see some of those guys that come in there. The money that they make is excellent. I will tell you, gentlemen, every penny of that is well deserved to these guys. Sarge, I give you credit on that. Man, these guys come in there and they're drenched, David. I'm like, oh my gosh, they are just purely drenching, man. They just keep going. So you talking about the face shield? We have to wear them out there. We're working with steel. So, Sheree, I definitely agree with you. Sarge just said, Lisa Thomason, poor training, probably. And Lisa says exactly. Chris Davis says, good afternoon, brother. Unable to break free tonight, sorry, but we'll definitely see y'all Tuesday night. And we're going to get into that just as soon as Michael gets into this here. Just wanted to get into a couple of more. Stay away from people at least 6 foot and wear a mask. That's by our own very own Mr. Byron Bagwell. Sheila says, I have no problem staying my 6 feet away from you. Good for her. Sarge, I got in the habit of just stop breathing when I walk past people. Don't breathe in, breathe out. Just don't breathe. The encounters only last a second or two, so you don't have to breathe. The encounters only last, so you don't have to be a record holder for holding your breath. Just an idea. It's not a bad idea, Sarge. Not bad. Yeah, I sort of agree with you there.
Yeah, but then you got your eyes and.
Yeah, but if nothing else, if it provides a level of comfort.
Yes.
And, I can see you wanting to do that.
The virus is spread by droplets, just as common sense. The best thing is hand washing and social distancing. Come from Mr. Bagwell. I understand that completely. Just have an issue with the mask, Sheila says. And we all do. We all have our opinions about it. We can, like I said, we all can sit here 25, 30 minutes and talk about those opinions. And guess what? All of us are going to have different opinions. And at the end of the day, at places that require you to wear the mask, if you need to go in there, you're going to wear the mask.
I'm getting so used to wearing mine. I find myself driving down the road in my car with it on.
Isn't that crazy? And you don't even realize you're doing it, right?
Don't even realize until this guy next door and the other guy's like, hey, man, does that really help?
Well, no. Did you just rob Community State Bank? Yeah. Katie says, we haven't really went over state numbers, but she lives in Tennessee. She said we had 750 that passed away up here in Tennessee. I don't know. You can look that up, Mike, if you want.
I can.
Shirley Bagwell says, I absolutely hate wearing a mask, but understand the necessity if you have to. Agree with you, Miss Bagwell, 100%.
Yeah,
Up here, the doctors are saying do not go to the hospital. Up here, why? I wonder why you tell them not to go to the hospital.
Probably because they've either had so many cases that are hospitalized, they're afraid of people coming in that are not positive, becoming positive, or they're concerned about an influx of patients coming in seeking treatment and then running out of bed space. It's a good possibility either way.
Ralph Thornton, thank you for watching. Cassidy Udi, I'm glad that you said that because this is going to get under the crawl of my other co-hosts that could be here with us tonight. You're going to get Mr. Bagwell fired up on this one. And listen to this. I think there should be a way to show COVID-related deaths. People focus on those dying from COVID, but as hospitals fill up, there may very well be deaths due to a lack of access to care for those. Let me see if I can find it again. Let me see. Here we go. Man, this is a long one, so I have to go back up. So let me start over. I think there should be a way to show COVID-related deaths. People focus on those dying from COVID. But as hospitals fill up, there may very well be deaths due to lack of access to care for those without COVID. Say someone has a heart attack and there is no bed in an ICU for them. Say they die because of that. Or someone is discouraged from going to the hospital for something they think is minor and is actually not minor. Right. Even someone in a car accident who can't get to an available bed in an ICU or a ventilator. I think people should realize that it's not just the direct impact of the disease, but the ripple effect as well. I'd like for there to be a way to put numbers on that so people can just see how many are killed or harmed, not just by the COVID, but by the effects of our hospitals filling up with COVID patients. Maybe that would help people understand that there are negative effects beyond simply contracting the virus. She put it well said.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Wow.
Well said.
Said.
They're talking a lot about counting the deaths that aren't COVID related too.
Yeah, and that's one of the great things that we're talking about now. Those numbers could already be available from the Florida Department of Health or from the National Institutes of Health through the federal government. Again, that would be something that you could probably search for. We have access to certain things both on the internet through the Florida Department of Health website and other sites as well. Would be something worth possibly checking into.
7-8 months into this, why now? Why not 7-8 months ago when it started?
Well,
It's hard to put your head around it.
It's hard to put my head
And that's
around.
what Byron keeps, when we talk about this, that's why Byron's so passionate about this and why he talks about this, because we're all saying the same thing. And Byron just come up to something, I guess, to Cassidy, and which was what I said here on the prevention number 5. If you're sick, call ahead to your primary doctor or physician, because Byron says that is because you need to go to your doctor unless you are seriously sick.
Yes.
But what I think she's saying is, what if you don't? You think something's minor and it could be major, is what she's saying.
Right.
You're second guessing yourself by not going to the emergency room or to your doctor because you're afraid of what you may find out, or you may get turned down, or whatever the case may be. And I see where she's coming from.
Yeah, and it's important, again, it goes back to what we said earlier. If you have, if you have a concern about this, call your doctor. Get checked out. If you have a family member that's resisting going to get checked out, if you have a family member or a friend or someone who is concerned enough to question it but doesn't want to go, encourage them to get checked out. It doesn't mean you have to go to the hospital. It doesn't mean you have to necessarily take up a hospital bed. But if you are seriously getting ill, then you need to get checked out, whether it be from a COVID-related or non-COVID related, whether it's a cardiac event, whether it's a respiratory illness of others, other kinds, whether it be CHF or COPD, emphysema, related to cancer treatments, immunocompromised in any way, shape, or form. Best to err on the side of caution. Since we are talking about some numbers real quick, and the question came up about the state of Florida, as of this afternoon, there was 414,500 cases reported in the state of Florida. Of those, 23,000 people were hospitalized. They're not all still hospitalized. Obviously, the state of Florida Department of Health is not tracking the number of people that have recovered. I can tell you from my own research that the vast majority of these people have recovered and are out of the hospital and are back to living just fine like that one. However, the state is reporting, take this for what it's worth. The state is reporting that nearly 5,900 deaths have been attributed to COVID. That's attributed to COVID. Doesn't necessarily mean that they are. And again, I'm not going to delve into that sort of thing like that one. For those of you that follow me on my personal Facebook page, you saw where I posted a video where one of the health departments, one of the state health departments said, yeah, it was a traffic crash, but they tested, during the autopsy, they tested him for COVID, so they counted him as COVID, not for trauma. The state of Florida is attributing COVID.
George Floyd had COVID.
Yes.
If we want to get into that.
George Floyd had a lot of things.
Yes, he did. And we're going to delve into that.
And they've attributed 5,900 deaths in Florida to COVID since the pandemic began.
Cassidy Udi just talking to Mark Udi. She says, how about those off-world vehicles? Mark. I gotcha. Katie Rainbow says, tomorrow night I'm doing a makeup show at 8 p.m. Come see me on my Facebook. We are doing makeup for cancer and kids and doing VA and bikers that lost their lives. Okay. So make sure you tune in to Mary Katie Rainbow. She's going to be doing a show tomorrow night. Katie, I'd like to know if you're selling makeup as well. Is this a show where you're just showing people how to put it on? Or do you have a product that you're selling or whatever? And I would suggest that you put that out on your Facebook as well. If you do, you may get a lot more people interested
Is
as
she
well.
going to do that live on Facebook?
She said she is. She's been doing a couple live, and I told her, I gave her some pointers on how to do that. And that's why I was wondering if she didn't tell me anything about products. So anyway, great job. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Shirley Bagwell says, let's stay positive and eat cake. I like that idea. All right.
I love the way you think.
I love Miss Shirley, too.
Half lemon meringue, half strawberry.
Oh, yeah, Dave, you are. Hello, brother. Sorry couldn't make it yet, Chris. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit.
Yes, we'll delve into that.
Mark Udi is giving me a alien creature face. Yep, that's what I look like in the mornings. Byron Bagwell, slackers. Now it's going to take $5,000 for me to get my haircut. Really? Well, we got some news for you, Mr. Bagwell.
Yes, we do.
Noah says cake. I do not have an issue with the mask. I found some you can breathe through. That's my problem with it, to be honest with you. I breathe through my mouth a lot, and that's probably where my sleep apnea comes from because, that little closure right there, don't it? And you start catching your breath.
How's that again?
or whatever.
You
Yeah,
stop.
stop. Stacey Aldridge is watching. You like that, didn't you, Dave? If you can breathe through it, the virus can come through it. Nice. Well, got a point, Mr. Bagwell.
Point.
I think I saw you today, Mr. David. Where'd you see me at, Mr. Noah Gibson? Was I in my truck cruising around going to do yards? You probably did.
Say hi to Kevin Howell.
All right,
Oh,
Nancy
hey, Kevin.
Roberts. Hello, Kevin. How are you? And Katie says, okay, David, thank you. I'm going to make it when I get more makeup. You know that. Kevin Howell. Hello, brother.
There he is.
All right. Mike, let's delve into why David still got all these beautiful Goldilocks on his head.
Yes, so for those of you that were watching the last show when I was talking about the Bradford Food Pantry, you can tell, for those of you that pay attention to this sort of thing, I'm not wearing nearly as much hair as I was. For those of you that, again, who didn't hear the exchange that I spoke of with my boss, the Sheriff Bradford County, Sheriff Gordon Smith, who asked, was the fundraiser for the Bradford Food Pantry over? And if not, when was it going to be over? That was a subtle way of saying get into compliance with the rules and regulations of the Sheriff's Office.
That's it.
I have since done that. This guy, however, was holding out the last vintage of hope, but we are here to tell you that we didn't quite make it. We were close, though. We took in nearly $4,000 for the Bradford Food Pantry from our haircut-a-thon concept that we came up with. It was really great, and we really appreciate everyone who made contributions for that. We're excited about the possibility of future fundraisers coming down the pipe. We've got some stuff in the works that we're kind of building on. We're not going to discuss it right now because we don't want to kind of put the cart before the horse. But I will say that it'll be something that'll really make us really want to reach out and tell you thanks for giving. Anyway, so as a result of that one,
So that fundraiser, Mike, is officially over now, right?
That fundraiser is officially over now. That doesn't mean that you can't contribute to the Bradford
Yes,
Food
please. That's correct.
They are open every Friday from 9 until 1 or 10 until 1 thereabouts for food distribution. If you'd like to make a donation to them, they will accept food. They're not turning anything down. However, the financial contributions that you make go towards paying for the facility that is in desperate need of overhaul and upgrades. So, for example, the $4,000 that was raised by our community through the programs that we put together is going to go towards helping to upgrade the electrical systems in the building so it doesn't burn down. It's also going to help with the sinks and the sanitary placement that they have in the building, just, again, to help promote a safer environment for the food distribution that goes on. I personally would like to express my appreciation to Bob Milner, Carol Milner, Betty Warren, and the entire group and staff that take care of the food pantry. You guys do an amazing work. It was my honor to help facilitate getting a fundraiser going. We're looking forward to doing it again in the near future. Again, Dave's going to go ahead and get a little bit of a hair trim. Byron Bagwell, Mitchell Gunter, and Dave Holland are off the hook.
Yes, they are.
Dave is signed.
Sadly.
Yeah, sadly, really, to be
I
honest.
really
with you,
was looking forward to it.
Yeah. And look, I would have done it for $4,000. I really would have. But we set it for $5,000. We were hoping we'd get there, and I wanted everybody to try to meet that goal. And you heard Mitchell, you heard Byron, you pleaded, hey, give a nickel, give a quarter, give a dime, give a dollar, whatever you can give. And if a lot more people would have done that, of course, we probably would have reached that goal, no doubt about it. And, some of our sponsors came through. I want to thank those guys. Schuster and Stick came through big time. Southern Gym Photography came through. Several others came through as well. I want to thank Harry Business came through. On the Spot Lawn Maintenance came through. Several people came through. I want to thank all those guys for doing what they did. But look, Michaels, we got a little something up our sleeve here. We're gonna we may unveil here in a little bit. Like you said, don't put the what?
We don't want to put the cart before
There
the horse.
you go.
You know?
There you go.
But like I said, I don't mind a little tease. I will tell you that our team would certainly like to, we're all about thanks for
Yes,
giving.
for everybody.
And we'll leave it at that and let you figure out what we've got coming down the pipe.
Shirley Bagwell says, would anybody be willing to pay $50 for a Southern strawberry cake for the food pantry?
Ooh.
How about that, ladies and gentlemen?
Wow.
Hey, I wonder if we have any takers there. Miss Bagwell is putting it on the line right here. Would anyone be willing to pay $50 for a Southern strawberry cake for the food pantry? Ladies and gentlemen, we've already had it. I'll be telling you right now. I was just going to say, Dave, wait, hang on a minute. Do I got? Where's my? I got. She may have to make 5 of them.
Here's
Because, yeah, Dave, you got one?
Oh, there you go.
There's
There's 20.
There's 20 right there.
Well, Dave, we're all going to buy one, aren't we?
Yeah.
Huh?
Or are we just going to all pitch in and buy for the team?
So, that'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you got $50 right there, Miss Bagwell.
All right, well, there you
I don't
go.
know if anybody else. I'm sure you're going to get some takers off of here.
Absolutely. And Ms. Bagwell, I will tell you that it's interesting that you would volunteer to do that one because you're actually on the radar for what we're talking about doing in the fall.
Yes,
So,
yes,
so-
you were.
So don't go away because
Yeah.
we will be right back.
You will, yeah. Byron says, thank you, everyone. That is almost enough to take care of the building at the Bradford County Food Pantry. Almost is. Yeah, but we got a couple of things up our sleeve. We'll get to that. Cassidy, just saying, I pledged to cut mine whether the goal was met or not, so I buzzed mine completely off at the cutoff date. Looking at you, David. Oh, boy. Well, we'll see. I'll see. Byron Bagwell says, thank you, Mom. No, I'm having delusions of grandeur. Byron Bagwell. Oh, my gosh. He can just keep them coming, can't
You
he?
can indeed.
Oh,
Absolutely.
my gosh. I think we all do. Give me some, David. You want some of that? Okay, yeah.
All right.
Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about, y'all heard Chris Davis was on. I hope he's still on.
Yes.
Oh, Bart, now you're going to throw us to the wolves.
What?
I know nothing about this, Mom.
What?
Wait a minute. You've been following the show, Byron? She said for $50 she would do one. Unless he's talking about something.
You might be talking about something else.
He may be talking about something else. Byron, you need to elaborate on that.
I will tell you this.
He's,
Being on special assignment has certain perks.
Yes, it does.
You being away from the studio has certain perks for us.
Yes, it does. Mom, it just happens to be coming out of the woodwork for us, Mr. Bagwell.
There you go.
Hey.
I think he's the horse in front of the cart.
I think he is. I think he may be the horse in front of the cart. Yeah. Or the cart in front of the horse.
yeah.
Byron says, yeah, right under the bus. Yes, you did it,
Yes,
Randy. Over.
indeed.
All right. As you heard, Chris Davis was on. Chris Davis is the new owner of Slice and Dice Barbecue.
Yes.
He started off on a trailer in Lottie. Did some good things there. The building that's next door to what used to be Old Lottie Supermarket now, which is a liquor store now. But he's got that building next to it. He's made that into a nice restaurant. Guys, if you haven't been in it,
Oh, I have.
it's very nice.
Yeah.
A small venue, but very nice. Gets a lot of orders in there, fixes a lot of food. As a matter of fact, 3 or 4 or 5 people were in there when I stopped by to talk to him. We were going to have him on the show tonight, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about what was going on. He got extremely busy. Him and Casey got extremely busy. But we're going to put it out on our page. We will be doing the show live from there Tuesday night at 7 p.m. So if you want to come out and meet the crew, unfortunately, Mr. Heater is going to be protecting us. Mr. Heater will not be able to be there, but I promise we'll bring some food back to Mr. Heater.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we're going to bring some food back.
So are we inviting everybody that
tunes in tonight, that's in this area, to come meet us live. If you want to meet us, this is the great chance to meet us live. For some of, I don't know some of these people. That do you?
Yeah.
There's some of them I don't know. There's some I know. Most of them I do know, but
I'd
there's
like
some
to get
people
to
I
know
don't
every one of them?
I'd like to get to know everybody. So please come in. That's in Lottie, Florida. We'll put the address out there. I don't know the official address, Mike, unless you do.
I'll share it.
Yeah, we'll share that. Slice and Dice Barbecue. That's Chris Davis's establishment. Casey is his lovely fiance that helps him out with that. Pretty much, they've got that thing running like a dadgum Swiss watch. I'm going to tell you right now. Food order goes in, it's out. And I'm telling you, everything, Dave, when you go in there, smells good.
I've already eaten there.
Yeah,
They've
I
added
have
to that menu. They've added to that menu.
Oh.
And for that special, for Tuesday night, if you come in, you're going to get a taco special. 2 tacos, 2 chicken tacos, I think grilled chicken tacos, he said, and a side and a drink. I forgot how much it was. Oh, here we go. Here we go. You can tell us.
There you go.
All right, here we go, right here. Let me see. 1706 Madison Street,
Madison.
Lottie, Florida, 32058.
There you go.
That is 1706 Madison Street, Lottie, Florida, 32058.
Now to give you
Slice and Dice Barbecue.
Yeah, now to give you a little bit of a bearings on where Madison Street is for those of you that are coming from out of town like that. US 301, of course, runs through Lottie. There is a Subway, which we refer to affectionately as Subway. Subway restaurant located just south of the traffic signal there in Lottie. That road that runs next to Subway is Madison Street. If you turn, you'll be going west on Madison Street. It's the third building on your left. There is the Subway. There's the old Lottie supermarket, and then Slice and Dice Barbecue. Can't miss it.
And for all of you, I'll make it even easier. It's County Road 225.
There you go.
That's about as easy as you can get it right there.
Exactly.
So, but that is the official address. If you're coming from out of town and don't know it, that's the best way to type it in right there.
Yeah, Subway's right there on the corner.
And that's exactly right. You can't miss it. Turn right there. Like Mike said, 2 buildings down, really 3 on the left, and you'll see us. That's Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. We will be coming to you from Slice and Dice Barbecue, and that's Chris Davis' establishment. We've been planning this for a while. Make sure you come and join us. Great barbecue. Got a taco special going. And Mr. Bagwell, here we go. Shirley Bagwell says, I will for $50.
Ooh.
Oh, Byron. Yeah. Let's see. My hair's worth should be enough for plenty of strawberry shortcakes. Okay, I want a strawberry shortcake now. Well, for $50, Noah Gibson, you can go right in line, and I'm sure Miss Bagwell will make you one.
Absolutely.
Raymond, no. My wife, Sherry, runs the back of the pantry. Oh, really? Okay.
Outstanding.
Those improvements will mean so much. I'll take that $50 cake, Mrs. Bagwell.
Okay, so now
that cake is gone.
But you realize what's going to happen now.
Oh, yeah.
We have to do a fundraiser to buy supplies for Ms. Bagwell
to cook.
Here we go. She better get ready to make a few cakes.
I was going to say, she's definitely going to have to do that.
Yeah. So there you go, Miss Bagwell. Mr. Raymond, no, we're going to let him have it. He says, I'll take that cake for $50. So you got you a deal right there.
There you go.
Byron says, y'all keep the strawberry shortcake. I'm looking for that mint chocolate cheesecake. Well, we're in on that too, Byron. You just don't realize that what you're in, we're in too.
Yeah.
So,
Keep talking.
Keep talking there. Katie, yes, the makeup. I wanted to know if you're selling makeup. That's what my question to you was when you do your Facebook Live. Noah, you going to meet us over there at Slice and Dice? Archie Waters says, howdy, y'all. Yes. Noah Gibson, tacos, yes. Bacon, chicken, ranch taco, or honey chicken taco. Are you absolutely kidding me? Oh, my gosh. How much is that, Chris? What did we say the price was going to be on that? That's Tuesday night at Slice and Dice Barbecue. We are going to do a show live from there on the spot with David Rodgers. You can catch us right there, and you can come join and meet up with us. And guess what, Dave? We may even put them on the air live. Oh, my goodness. Hey, how about that?
Hope they survive the end of the show.
Well, sometimes going to have full bellies. You can believe that.
Let's talk about the cakes.
Yeah, there you go. Byron says, Shirley Bagwell, I have the recipe. Byron Bagwell, cool. Yeah, well, yeah, anyway. So I get my car fixed, I'll do that.
Yeah, so as we're going to finish up like that, we'll go ahead and start wrapping up the show like that. Great show tonight. I mean, really.
Great show.
Got 2 more, just real quick.
Yeah,
just let me know when and where for the strawberry cake for the food bank. That's Raymond No, Miss Shirley. Raymond No. Thanks, Sherry. We'll have the $50 on Friday at the pantry for you. How about that? Chris Davis says 2 tacos and a side. You won't believe the price. $6.
No.
2 tacos and a side, ladies and gentlemen. $6.
Wait, now hold on.
Now you're gonna have to swap duties with somebody.
See, now I've got a problem.
Okay.
Because I was there once before.
Okay.
And the burgers are this.
Oh, massive burgers.
And they're fantastic. And then I saw the ribs, which are this.
Oh, I know.
And now you're throwing tacos in the mix. I'm already to the point now when someone tells me to haul butt somewhere, it takes me 2 trips.
Yeah.
And now you're going to do this to me?
Hey, I don't have this for nothing.
That's experience, right?
That's experience.
That's experience.
Yeah, you got that right. Hey, what did I tell y'all when I went to the doctors there? And she said $265, and I said, I don't care what your lying eyes are telling you. That's not right. You reweigh me. So I get on there, it's $268.
Yeah.
So who's good? Yeah, that's me. That's my fat good.
You're saying,
Oh,
$2.65 for tacos?
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Hopefully, Mr. David Noah says he hopes he's be there. Katie, okay, it's Hank Henry that you're helping. Hank Henry still, she said that's who they're helping. Okay, not a problem. Jason Boss, Sarge says it was a great show tonight. We thought it was too,
a
Sarge.
great show.
Absolutely. Hey, David, 10-day countdown, and I will have my money. It's been a long 2 years. Archie, I'm glad that you're getting that. Me and Mr. Bagwell know you. Dave Holland, everybody knows you here. You've been fighting this a long time, and congratulations on that. You deserve it. You take that money, you put it back, and you live off that money for the rest of your life, brother. I tell you, it's good to hear. Hey, Ellen Disher Williams is on with us. She said, go, slice and dice.
Yeah.
Byron says,
Really good.
you give me that barbecue burrito any day.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That really sounds good.
That does sound good. I'm telling you right now.
Painfully good.
Pulled pork barbecue burrito.
Let me tell you something. Ellen Disher Williams, you are absolutely correct. Best burgers in Bradford County, 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, that burger is that thick, and it's a half a pound. Of
I
beef.
couldn't eat it all.
I know. You know what I tell him to do from now on? I tell him, don't put the bun on there, Chris. Just give me the patty, put the lettuce and tomato on there, and give me the barbecue beans on the side, and I'll eat it just like a little meal.
Put barbecue beans
Oh,
right
my
on
gosh.
top of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is
And,
really
and,
good.
and I hate to admit it. I really do. I hate to admit this. But seriously, Harry, you got to run for your money because now we have two fantastic local burger establishments in town.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Stark, Fun Point, my favorite. I'm telling you, but Slice and Dice is the problem. They get run for the money. And again, the best part for me is that you're buying local. These
That's
are
it.
Local
Yes,
establishments.
local business,
These
yeah.
are our community coming together to support local businesses. So we'd love to see you out there. I won't be there, unfortunately, but we'd love to have you out there.
I'm going to bring you some of those tacos back, though.
Please do.
I will.
Please
I'm going to
do.
bring you some of those tacos back.
If they make it.
Chris is asking me, David, what about that washed up burrito the other night? If y'all don't know what the washed up burrito is, that is outstanding. I couldn't finish it. Half. I had to take the rest of it home.
Oh, wow.
Macaroni, cheese, all kinds of stuff in there. Oh,
Can
my
he,
God.
I know how
can
you
meet
eat,
us there
man.
now after the show?
Yeah, I was there. I think he's closing. I think he says, I'm cleaning up now, David.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Look, guys, I was hungry when we started the show 2
Oh, me
hours
too. I
ago.
didn't eat anything.
You're talking about
No,
cakes
no.
and burritos and
No.
hamburgers and pork. And
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm ready to eat my phone.
I hear you. All right, just a couple of quick things. Everybody knows, and we'll wrap it up, Mike. Sports is going on right now. Do you see Major League Baseball playing?
Yep.
Cincinnati
baseball.
Dodgers played the other
Yeah.
night.
Looks like MLS is kicking off really good. The NBA season's starting to kick off. We're starting to see some live sports without fans, but you are starting to see some live sports. NFL still in the talks about some things. Looking maybe go 2 preseason games and then kick off the season. Unfortunately, for high school football, Coach Tomlinson texted me the other night. Kevin's on. He can attest to this. We will not be starting the season until the 24th, tentatively right now, and that is practice. So you know that schedule just moved back. So that's practicing starting on August the 24th. We were supposed to play Baker County that night, and that's not going to happen. I'm going to report on some other sports as well. NASCAR's still going. A lot of things still going. Here's my personal opinion, and I'm going to leave this with you, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am telling you right now. I've just boycotted the NBA. I've just boycotted the MLB. I'm sorry, David.
That's okay.
On the Major League Baseball. I've boycotted MLS. I've boycotted NASCAR. Everybody's going, why are you boycotting it? Because you are taking a knee at the wrong place at the wrong time, and you are following suit with what's going on in our country today. And me personally, and I think I can speak for you gentlemen and Byron Bagwell, we don't like it. Nope. And I'm not going to support anything that is supporting that. And I don't want to get into it tonight because we can go on for 2 more hours with this, but we're going to table this off till Tuesday.
Disrespecting the American flag that so many people out there
have put that camera right there.
Fought
Can you see it?
Died for.
Yeah, right there. This right here.
Right there.
This is what people bleed. They bleed red. Here's a red, white, and blue. You know what this stands for? Those 13 originally colonies that fought England and to make sure that we had our freedoms and our rights. That's what that stands for right there. Those blues background, the white stars. That means something. That means something to me as a prior serviceman. And I want to thank my son, Craig, I call him a son. Thank Craig Leon Guerrero for re-enlisting yesterday for another stint with the U.S. Navy. Hey, thank you for your service, sir. I really appreciate that. So these fine gentlemen as well. And here we go. Just getting on to the sports right here. Chris Davis says, yes, sir. Barbecue burrito has mac and cheese, pulled pork, baked beans, and your choice of barbecue sauce.
Stop.
Chris
Where's
Davis,
that at?
Renee Nicole says she's watching. Shirley Bagwell says, thank you, Raymond, for that. Christopher Davis says, chicken mac and cheese, bacon, and Cajun ranch is in that washed up. You better make a trip to Keystone with those barbecue burritos. We will, Mr. Bagwell, for sure. I know you're working.
Hang on a second. I'm trying to see if I can make myself sick before Tuesday so I can come to the show.
Good grief. Really, Mike?
I'm kidding, Sarge. I'm just kidding. I'll be at work Tuesday. I'm just
sad part is that I ate and want that 2 burritos now. Yeah. I bet. NHRA is my preferred race now. I agree. They haven't started doing that mess, and if they do, it's done. Mr. Bagwell, I did as well. Byron said, just canceled the NFL Sunday ticket. Good for you. Me too. Raymond, no, that's right. That is where it's all about right there.
Exactly.
Katie says, that's right, David. Damn right, David. I'm sick of these people. Yes, so are we. Yeah, and you got that right, Noah, with the red, white, blue. Here we go. Specialty tacos, 2 tacos with a side, $6. Honey, garlic, or chicken, bacon, ranch. Look at the way they're made. Look at that. Oh, boy.
My mouth
is already watering. That's Tuesday night at 7 p.m. from Slice and Dice Barbecue. Mike will have it all over our page. How can he get to it, Mike?
Is he open on Sunday? Sorry.
Yes, he is.
There you go.
Some great barbecue ribs. I love the White Islands barbecue ribs.
I'm not making it till Tuesday.
Oh, I know you're not making it till Tuesday. I'm not going to make it till Tuesday either. I know where I'm going for lunch tomorrow.
You know what?
We can.
I was going to say.
We can go to lunch there tomorrow. Yes, we can.
Shall we?
We shall.
I think we shall.
Yeah, man.
Hey, for those of you that are joining in, obviously you know how to get to our page. Obviously, On the Spot with David Rodgers on Facebook. Catch us on our, you can always watch us on YouTube as well, like that one. We're working on some other ways and venues to be able to get the show out here. But you know what? And we've been reading the comments all night. We love the comments. We love the interaction. That's what makes this show better than any other show.
Off the cuff tonight.
Yeah, it's because we interact directly with the audience. So we want to be able to hear from you. And if we're off the air and you're not able to reach us on comments, hey, you can still get us 24 hours a day on Facebook, leaving us a message, or you can email us. Some of us have access 24 hours a day to this sort of thing like that. So send us an email. We'll get back to you on it. Again, email us at onthespot32091@gmail.com. What was that? I said on the spot 32091@gmail.com.
Bing.
We'd love to have your interaction. We'd love to have you as part of the show.
Any topic. We don't care. Hey, if you're having a relationship problem, bring it. We'll try to figure it out. I ain't no marriage counselor, but I tell you what, you're going to leave me to figure it out. Oh, okay, thank you.
I'm good right now. Thank you.
Yeah, I figured that.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah.
Byron Bagwell says, I can arrange that, Michael Heater. So she says, sorry, brother, we are closed on Sundays. Oh, really? Yeah, she said they needed a break. Well,
that's okay.
That's all right. It's okay.
Tuesday it is.
Tuesday it is. It's okay. It's okay. I get it.
You'll hear my belly coming down the road Monday.
Yes, sir. We are closed on Sundays, he says. I can eat that hamburger. David, I know you can. Bums. Byron Bagwell says bums.
He'll get over it.
He'll get over it. Final thoughts, David, real quick. Just final thought. I thought it was a great show tonight.
Wow.
We hit a lot of things. I wanted to hit a couple of things nationally, but everybody knows what's going on. I do want to say something, Mike. I want to see if y'all agree with me. See if the audience agrees with me real quick.
Okay.
You know, you're talking about BLM, right? What does that stand for? I give you permission.
Thank you. Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
I prefer Blue Lives Matter.
Or how about Black Lives Matter?
Yeah. That's what
I've heard that. There are a lot of the peaceful protesters are saying, don't include us with these guys. Black Lives Matter is the group that's running with Antifa
Right.
and doing all that garbage. Black Lives Matter is the push where they're trying to get everybody united. You know, all lives matter.
Yeah.
So make sure you know the difference in what you're seeing there. But just real quick, man. What you got? What you got?
Oh, man, I'm just so caught up in everything that's going on in the world today. It's a lot different than 2019 for sure.
Oh, no doubt.
Sports, number one's gone. And,
Yeah.
Just
The fan interaction with sports.
our town is closing at
Yes.
9 o'clock. It's like a ghost town after 9.
40 million people out of work.
It's,
Yeah.
we gotta pull back and find a way out of this.
Starts with us.
Starts with each one of us.
Starts with us.
America United.
That's it.
Okay, a quick 3 for you real quick. Number one, don't forget hurricane season is coming in full force. It's really active in the tropics with Hurricane Hannah affecting this and Hurricane Gordon, as well as some activity coming off the African coast. Now is the time to prepare if you haven't done so. In fact, be sure to check out Bradford County Emergency Management on Facebook. You're the guy that runs that page is really good. And we'll be able to give you some of the latest information on that one. Number two, thank you so much for everyone that supported the food pantry. Really appreciate it. Everyone that has come out and supported the effort like that one. Again, more things coming on the horizon. Big program upcoming. Looking forward to working with the folks, Bob Milne, Carol Milner, and Betty, and everybody at the food pantry. Thank you all for everything that you do. And lastly, number three, listen, we appreciate your participation in this show. You are the reason why this show is a success. For those of us that are normally behind the scenes, thank you to Dave for letting me slip in a little bit and kind of fill some pretty big shoes for Mitchell and for Byron, who are out. They will be back soon, and I appreciate the opportunity to work with you, and appreciate you for tuning in. Hope you guys have a fantastic evening and a great week.
And just from my side here, I want to push Mike, the American Party, a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, we've got American Party page. We got about 14 or 15 members. I would like to see that go bigger than what it is. Maybe we can figure out a way to push that.
Yeah, we can.
The American Party is, we believe that that's where we put America first. Donald Trump, President Trump, wants to make America great again. I thought he was well on his way doing that. Then we run into these obstacles and these roadblocks for him, and he's still working hard to try to do that and even overcoming these obstacles. But we want to push the American Party out there. I'd like to see one of you fine gentlemen run under the American Party. I want to establish the American Party. I would like to see Mitchell Gunner run under the American Party. That's where we put America first, ladies and gentlemen. And we can start this. We can create this. The United States of America still has its freedom, its liberties, its rights, where, hey, anybody that is a citizen or a permanent resident here, and you're here legally, can do anything that you want here. The opportunities are there for you. The doors are always open for you. And these people that want to change the way that we live each and every day, I've got a Judas Priest song coming for you, and that's You Got Another Thing Coming, because the American people aren't going to stand for that. We've got some great soldiers. We've got some great patriots that believe in the same things that we believe in. You think you can destroy statues and history and all that? Well, guess what? We still all got a memory. We still all know where to find this. You can destroy whatever you want to destroy. You think the American people. No, we don't forget. And you keep doing this, and you're finally going to pick the wrong fight with the wrong people. And guess what, Mike? It's all over. I'll tell you that. Just keep poking that bear, keep poking that bear, keep poking that bear, and that bear is going to turn around and bite you. But better yet, he's going to turn around and eat you, is what he's going to do. So I want to push the American Party, Mike. Maybe you and Dave can figure out how to help me to do that. I really want to push that. We created that a couple of years ago. It's sort of stalemated right there. I know Kenner Wilkerson does the Star Spangled Banner and puts some things out there. We all talk there a little bit. But I would like to see and I would like for everybody else to join the American Party with us as well. Hey, we believe in the Constitution. We believe in the laws of this United States. We believe the freedoms and the rights that we have. If you believe in that, you can be a member of the American Party. Also, Mike, want to thank, man, it's always near and dear to my heart, man. It's our farmers, man.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh,
Oh, God,
hey,
yes.
I just got to take a minute, Mike.
Sure.
Hey, I love food. Hey,
Yeah.
you can tell right here, 265 pounds. I don't care what our lion eyes were telling her. But anyway, but I love our farmers. I think our farmers get a raw deal a lot of times, Mike.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
And I want to keep supporting our farmers. I hope that the food supply keeps coming like it's coming, because, hey, we've got government entities and government things trying to shut these people down, throwing away perfectly good food. And I just hate to see anything goes to waste. So I want to thank our farmers for what they do. I want to, buddy, I can tell you that right now.
I don't waste food at all.
Oh, me neither. No, not at all. I also want to thank our first responders for each and everything that they do. They are the real heroes on the front line for us. Michael works dispatch, works fire. He's got his hands in a little bit of everything. And along with this great staff here in Bradford County and all of the United States, I want to thank our first responders for what they do. I want to thank our truck drivers and people that work in transportation, transporting this stuff, keeping America flowing. That is the backbone of America, along with the small business. Do you know that small business guys make up 96% of the jobs in the United States of America? They did. 96%. Small business America.
You're considered a small business.
That's absolutely.
Millennium is considered a
small business, and that's exactly right. And so,
Holland has small business there. Yeah, the small business operators around this country are really what keeps us going, and the logistics that go into keeping small businesses alive, through the truck drivers, through the supplies, the chains, and everything that happens like that one. That is a huge thing, and that is what really is what makes America great.
And that's exactly right. And somebody just asked me how to get yes. Did they ever get their seat? Chris states. I'm sorry. Chris is asking. Did they ever get their seat?
I don't know, Raymond. If you're still on, let us know. Where do we?
Chris has one. That's why he knows where to get one.
Okay. We'll find out, and we'll get with you next show and make sure that we make that happen. We'll confirm that they've got that. If they haven't already, we'll put the two.
We'll get it together.
We'll make it happen. Yeah, we'll make it happen.
Staying up until midnight on New Year's Eve to make sure 2020 leaves. Cassidy. I imagine. Build me a bulletproof glass box and I will. Iron Bagwell, I have bugs. Have a great night. How do I join the American Party? That's a great question, Mike. Tell them how they can join the American Party. They can hit us right there on what?
Absolutely. Hit us up on Facebook. You can join us right through On the Spot with David Rodgers. We'll make sure we tag you in the information. Send us an email. We'll be happy to send you back the link on how you can get involved in this one. The key thing to remember is that for me, I'm not so much worried about party affiliation as much as I am about maintaining the integrity of our country, supporting the Constitution.
And that's what this party will do.
And that's exactly right. And making sure that we take care of ourselves, our nation, and leave it better than we found it.
That's exactly right. And we can do that. And it starts with us. Who's to say right here in little old Bradford County that we can start this thing rolling? All right. Great show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for joining in. Remember, Tuesday night, we'll be over from Sliced and Diced, Chris Davis's place. Come on and join us. On behalf of Mr. Dave Holland, Mr. Michael Heater filling in tonight, as we wrap up tonight, we want to thank our sponsors and everyone who tuned in. And remember, we are on the spot, so you can be too. Good night, everybody. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Off the cuff.
I'm off the cuff.
Yes, we do. Look at that.